horse is a horse, of course, of course. And nobody talks to a horse, of course. Unless, of course, that horse is the famous Mr. Ed. Bear with me, everybody. As is always the case, every single time, I don't know why I don't just anticipate it now. I ran into a very small technical issue, nothing huge, but so I'm running a little, I mean, what is it? Yeah, 10 minutes behind. Yeah, I don't like to be that far behind. I like to, what's the word for it? I like to try to do everything on the time that I plan to do it on. So let me post. I'm just posting in multiple places because, you know, this is how you have to do things. So let me post this. I'll say live art happening right now. I mean, it technically isn't yet, but it will be, I promise. Live art happening. I should put quotes around the word art. By the way, I will just preface that, I mean, not that anybody's viewing, so maybe I'll say it once, if anybody shows up, I'll say it. Let's see here. I'm just checking a few things. Post. Oh, no, wait. Where? There it is. We'll see this, and we'll do this, and we'll do this. Okay. All right. Let me get my stuff set up now. But I can chat in the meantime, in the background. Just watched the latest episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, which I'm very happy to say is still excellent. Keeping up the quality, which I'm very thrilled with. I read some mixed reviews on this episode. I don't know what they're talking about. I thought it was stellar. So, I don't know. I don't know what people want sometimes. It was great. It's just still doing all the stuff I want it to do. So, as long as it does that, I really don't care what other people think. So, okay, let's get my iPad hooked up. We're going to be continuing along with... Oh, you know what? I meant to... Sorry. Bear with me a minute. I got to go open a window because it's a little dark in here. Hold on. I bumped the mic. Sorry. There we go. Okay. Let's turn this on. Turn this on. Okay. Got it. All right. Let's try this. Try. Nope, I did. I bumped the mic. Sorry. Okay. Here we go. All right. Let's make sure the mic is in the right place. I can turn this off. Okay. Let's hit this button. What do we got here? Okay. This is... Come on. Why is this being a thing now? Okay, let's try that. Okay, so that... Oh, whoops. Right when I... Of course. The minute that I did that, it decided it wanted to work. Okay, there we go. Technology, everybody. Much as I love it, sometimes doesn't like to work. Okay, so did I tap the right thing there? Oh, yes, there it is. Okay. On-screen code. Okay. Give that a moment. It should come up, which is fine because nobody's here yet. That's perfectly fine. No problem. Let's get the right thing up here, which is this. Is that it? That's it. Yep, this is where we left off. Except where's the... Oh, there it is. Got it. Okay, so here's where we need to be. I'm going to give it a few minutes. Oh, and actually... Huh. I forgot to do this before. You know what? It doesn't matter. Here, I could do it. I could do it live on the fly. This really doesn't matter. Edit. Okay. I mean, it really does. It does not matter. You guys get to see behind the scenes a bit. There. That's amazing. Who cares? Switch back to that. There. Done. That's the one thing is I wish it would. I do wish it would retain. I mean, maybe there's a way to do it. I'll say maybe I don't know what I'm doing. I may have to... I'll wait. Just give it a few minutes. I may have... Well, I could say it now, and I could say it again if people actually show up. I may have to pause the stream. I have a couple things coming today, packages-wise, so if they happen to ring the doorbell, I'm not expecting them to. FedEx has never struck me as the best delivery service, at least in Northern California. But just in case they do, I will be sure to say I'm pausing here, and we'll come right back. I'm looking at something here. What am I looking at? Oh, okay. I can look at this later. All right. I'm just waiting. I'm just giving it a few minutes, by the way, so I'm not paying attention. Okay, how do I get rid of this? Thank you. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Okay, go back. All right, I've posted everywhere as far as I know. And we're at the 5-minute mark, so let's go ahead and get started. So let me roll my little preamble thingy. Hold on. Back itch. Okay, got it. All right, volume looks good. iPad is currently connected. If it drops, I'll just reconnect it. And let's go ahead and roll our opening banner now. I do have to find some music for that. I would like to have a little bit of a musical thing there. If I make it 40 seconds, that gives me 5 seconds to time my stuff. So, yeah. I may do another stream later, closer to normal time. We will see. But I want to do this one because I've gotten more than a few messages where people say, well, I'd love to watch it, but, the time is 2 a.m., 3 a.m., whatever, wherever I am. That's, of course, the problem with a global audience. Not a problem, but the thing you have to kind of balance. And a lot of times I just can't do it early. It just doesn't work out. So I feel bad, although they can watch the replays. But still, I understand the desire for the live stuff. So, okay, here we are. Okay. So, last time, from the last stream, basically we'd gotten this far, the disc itself. So, there are some details still to be done on the disc, which is really just a little skull, which honestly I'm probably going to use a skull I already have and just put it on there, because the zip discs themselves, actually, I don't remember what color they are. I think they're like gray with a purple, and I have like a purple. I think there's some blues. I'm not going to worry about the fidelity of that right this second, but basically the disc is there. So we'll finish this part off. What I will do is I won't put the skull is just going to be it's going to be a skull I've used for other stuff. So I'm just going to throw a different skull in there. I'm not going to draw it because I have about, I must have at least 10 different skulls I've drawn. And honestly, how many do you really need after a while? Don't get me wrong. You like skulls. That's fine. But I don't have to redraw a skull every time. I can repurpose one of mine. That's a branding thing. That's a marketing thing. Is use something that's recognizable. Is, blah, 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 blah. Like I know anything about branding. Okay, so let's go to here, and we'll go to here. And let's see what size this pen is. We will create a new layer. Ooh, good size. Ooh, that's a good size. What size is that? Is that a 3? That is a 3. Okay, good. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so let's go ahead and what we're going to do is, let me think about this. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm not going to worry about this being too specifically straight because, whatever. It's just letters. So, I'm not going to make it sloppy, but this is not one of those things where I'm going to get too wrapped up in the specific angles of it. And this, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. I can make a straight line with that because why not? Make a straight line here. Like I said, I'm not worrying too much. I'm not going to use any assisted drawing because it's okay if it's not perfect. Not concerned about that with this particular aspect of the image because honestly it's a small gag, so I'm not, and I don't think anybody's going to really care. I am not in general very good at lettering. Tried it a few times. Not a strength. Not that I'm really bad at it. I don't know. I have a weird eye for actual lettering, the way that, because like comic letterers, fascinating skill and amazing, some of the people who can do it properly. I am not one of them. So I don't get too bent out of shape about the fact that that's going to be the weak point of, it's going to be a weak point of it. Let's not pretend it'll be the only weak point of this image, but it's going to be one of them. So now what I will do though, because really why not, is I'm going to do, I'm not going to, I don't have black levels, do I? Oh, I do. I do have a black layer down here, which is really no reason not to repurpose this. If I already have a black layer, I might as well just keep using it. So, because I can always, so what I'm going to do is on the black layer, which is I'm on, this is the black layer from the previous hand image, but again, really, there's no reason not to use it. So what we're going to do is, in here, this is this layer, this is a new layer. We're going to make a circle. Now this I will use the tool for, because why not have the circles? The eye, I think, picks up imperfect circles way better than most other things. Even squares. I think most people wouldn't detect a square that's not right but they will immediately pick up a circle that isn't. So, and the other nice part is this does give the image at least one, symmetrical is the wrong word for it, but one kind of consistent element, because I'm sort of big on that. So see, I got the circles that are all going to be in the same position. So there's really no reason not to do that, because it is so simple, and it really doesn't take much time. So there are our circles. So now we're going to shoot down to the black layer. And what we're going to do, or actually what I should do first, sorry, is I can collapse all these circles down. I'm not going to be, not reference, I am not going to be doing any major work with these circles. So now on the RIP layer, we are going to delete, let's drop the sketches out, hold on, so I can get a clean look at the image. Okay. So I'm going to delete the actual letters because those are going to be filled in black. And then the circles will just stay white. No real reason, just looks neat. At least it does in my opinion. And since I'm the one drawing it, I can make those decisions. Woo! Alright, so let's go ahead and fill in these on the black layer. Alright, that way if for some reason I need to change anything, we have the blacks separated out. Uneven squares are no challenge for me trying. Oh, yeah, no, I see that. Yep, that's, you know what? Triangles are another one. I will admit. That's what I mean. Squares, I think we're more willing to accept as being uneven, or it doesn't seem to catch the eye as quick. I really don't know why that is. You know, there's got to be some explanation somewhere for it, but I don't know what it is. But yes, triangles... Yeah, especially if a triangle is angled. If it's not just a straight triangle, then I think people pick that up really well. But circles are another one. Circles, people can tell when a circle is not a circle, when it's more of an oval or an ellipse, or whatever term you want to use. I think that label is going to be, I think this top label is going to be all black. I have to look. I don't remember what the actual zip drives look like. And I'm not going to open a separate window to look. I don't really care. That's the kind of detail stuff that I do last. I really don't think it matters. That's more of a finishing thing. May not even do that on a stream. The more important part for the stream thing, or the more interesting part, not important. None of this is important. But I think the more interesting stuff is the framework of the image. I don't even know if people care about the color elements. I think it's more the line work stuff. Because it's not like any of my color elements are particularly inventive or nuanced or interesting. I'm not doing oil painting or anything, at least not on the iPad, so... Not much you're going to see there. No, I actually should, though, mess around. Now that I've been doing actual oil painting, which I have no ability with, but I'm trying it. It's a fun thing. I'm trying not to make it into a don't get overly critical thing. But I may now start messing around with the painting elements on digital, because at least with digital, you can fix errors. Can't do that with a real... I mean, I know you can. I actually got to look. There's a... Pretty sure Bob Ross has a video about going back to oil paints or paintings you don't like and fixing them, so I do have to look at that. But that's not what this stream is about. So we're going to say, okay, so the disc itself is, I'm just doing a quick, I turn the colors back off, sorry. Okay, so let's take a quick look. You know, hold on a minute. This is an internal pet peeve of mine. Black should not be in the colors thing. It should be, well, I didn't want to make it its own group though. Should be under it with the white layer. And this group is now defunct. Okay. So that way I can turn the colors off in the black layers. That's what I was going for. Okay, so let's take a look. Good there. Good there. Doesn't look like there's much to clean up. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is merge some of these just to give myself a little bit of savings on layers. Not that I have to worry too much yet, because let's take a look. This is something I like to do. So if we go to, where's the canvas? Information. Let's see what we got here. So currently, how many layers can we have? So max layers are 86. We're currently at 25. Not bad. Not bad. So we're at about a quarter, a little over a quarter. So that's not bad. We will have many more. We'll have a lot more. But, okay, so let's go ahead and drop the disc out. And let's get to work on the hand. Wait a minute. Why is the... Oh, because the rip is black. We can take the black layer off. All right, so now we're going to start it on the hand. Now this is the hand sketch. So that's in Sketchwork. So we're going to create a new layer right here. And we're going to create a second layer. We're going to group these. And we're going to call it hand. Well, actually, we'll call it... Okay, let me think. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it this way. Underneath, we're going to create a subgroup, and we're going to call this line work. So what I should say is that sketch work? It's fine. It's not a big deal. All right, let's start getting the hand going here. So, now this is one of the reasons I like to... Did I get rid of it? I'm a moron. Okay. Hold on, I got to jump to another image. Okay. Let's put the... I want to see what... I think I used 5 on this brush, but I want to check. Let's see, 5. Is that right? Nope, it's higher than that. It's got to be 8. 8. Yep, it's 8. Okay. Bang. Boop, come on. There we go. All right, 8. Good. Yeah, I like to keep my lines consistent. That way, I want these all to be the same. So, okay. By the way, quick note, because I think... Oh, and now there's somebody else. This is a good time. I may have to pause the stream momentarily if a package gets... Well, if one of several packages are supposed to get here today. So if they happen to drop them off and actually ring the doorbell, which we'll see, because one of them at least is FedEx, so I'm not going to start on my FedEx rant. In any event, I may just have to pause briefly, but I'll just throw the be right back thing on and come back. So I have no idea when they're going to get here. It's going to be 105 today, so I assume they're going to come earlier rather than later. If I was driving the truck, that'd be my goal, to try to not, incinerate on the way. So let's start with let's start with the thumb. We'll just start with the thumb. And I think I have, pretty sure within the hand here, I have hand shadows. Okay, yeah, I do. Bones. Well, those bones I won't really need anymore. I did look from the last stream, and I just kind of sketched in the main bones of the arm there. So they're kind of where I thought they would be, more or less. So let's see. Let's turn off anything I don't want to worry about rendering at the moment. So this will leave us... Okay, so we got some primary stuff here. Why is that missing? Give me a minute. Why did I not... I didn't render in the actual fold of the hand? Okay, well, you know what? We can do that really quick. Just because I like to have the guides be consistent. So what I'm going to do is, obviously, since there's a tear here, we're going to go ahead and do it like that. Let me make sure I don't have any other holes that I forgot. Let me turn this off. Whoop, wrong one. Bloop, bloop. There we go. Everything else should be, yep, that's all good. That's all connected or enough. Oh, I put that in the wrong spot. Sorry. Merge down. There we go. That's good. I almost was going to the wrong spot. So let's go ahead and we're going to... Now, since there's a fold of a hand here, this is something I didn't notice in the last... Oop, forgot I'm on the same layer. I didn't notice this last time, but I'm going to do it right now. Is since there's a fold of the hand that's intersecting one of the rips, well, that doesn't really logically make sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this separate a little bit. Oh, I have to have it on the actual pencil. All right, so we're going to give this a fold there, and we're going to pucker this out and bring it in like that. All right, so now this should look a little better. So now, see, that's how an actual tear where your hand fold... I wonder if I should go deeper with that. I think I should. I think I need to go further in with that, because that doesn't seem like it's enough. So we're going to do the basic same thing, but we're going to go a little bit more. What we're going to do is we're going to have this like this, and tear that, and ripple that in like that, and join that. Now we have a nice grody tear. Okay. Everything else looks all right. So let's go ahead and push that layer down to the next one, because this is where I'm working. Now we switch back to ink pen, right? Good. And now we start the process of building the hand up. You know what? That doesn't look right. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. That doesn't... Oh, jeez. I'm missing another line. Sorry. Noticing these things now because I didn't do a check of it before. Not that it's a huge deal. Let's get the pencil back out. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say that thumb doesn't look right, and it doesn't look right because there's no fold in it. And actually, we can add another one here that will just kind of... I don't really like that one. Yeah, I'll do just a little bit. There. Subtle. Subtlety is important. See, now it looks way better. Merge down. Okay, this is rather typical for how I do things. Okay, nothing else looks obscenely wrong, so we're going to go ahead and do this. Okay, so let's get to the ink parts. Okay, so let's start with, I'm going to ripple that a little bit, and we'll do this. Okay, and now immediately I want to go to another layer to be able to, this is going to be a continuous line. Here we go. So we're going to do this, and we're going to bring this up and around and down and like that. Not bad. That's not bad. It's okay. Don't mind that. Let's jump back to here. Do the little fold there, and then we're going to do another layer. So this is the way it goes. Now we get into the little tears. All right. And, you know, I have to kind of play around with this because obviously now this is a much thicker line. Yet that ain't going to work. So I have to be a little bit, you know, obviously I can't match the, well, I could, but I'm not going to be able to do exactly the lines that I've laid out in pencil because they're far thinner. So I'm kind of picking on which side of the border I want to be. Not that it really matters. It doesn't. You know, it really doesn't matter which side you want to be on. But I'll probably go on the outside-ish because it'll make it easier to do the internal stuff. And because it really isn't... In fact, I may just do this whole thing in one shot. Let's see. This may be really stupid because obviously if I make an error, I'm sort of stuck with what I did. Oh, did all right. Okay. Not bad. Okay. So let's see here. Now we got to go down to this part. Again, none of this stuff really, it's not a critical thing if something is a little off. It doesn't matter. It's not like, it's not trace. I mean, it is tracing, but it's not tracing where the accuracy of the trace, if you want to call it that, really matters, right? I mean, it's your image. You do whatever you want. But Bob Ross always said, it's your world. So it really, that's an interesting... Huh. Yeah, I guess the skin could do that. It would kind of... The skin could kind of buckle up like that, couldn't it? But that will... Yeah, it doesn't really make sense, does it? Well, that's okay. So we're just gonna go right over that ripple. We're not gonna worry about it. See? Easy. That easy. Just don't worry about it. It's gonna be whatever it's gonna be. Yes, it is. Okay, so we come up here. And we're just... I watched a set of movies over the last couple days. One from 2017, I want to say, and one from 1985. The one from 2017 is called Rupture. And I'm going to review it on the show because it was one of the most frustrating movies I've watched in quite a while. Because it was really good. It's about, I think it's an hour 40. And for the first hour 25 to hour 30, I was really impressed with it. I really liked it. I thought it was well shot. The people in it are good actors. Michael Chiklis, Naomi Rapace, if that's how you pronounce her name. There's at least one other. There are other woman that's the nurse in it. I recognized her, but I don't know her off the top of my head, so I don't know who she was. Anyway, these are good people doing good work, and they're trying. And then the movie at the hour 30 mark, because it's about, to not spoil it, at least not entirely. Actually, it's not really a spoiler. To describe this part isn't a spoiler because it happens in the first 10 minutes of the movie, and it's part of the synopsis of the film. So Naomi Rapace is playing a single mother who, unbeknownst to her, is being tracked by this organization that then kidnaps her, and they start experimenting on her. And it's a horror film. Yeah, horror thriller. Horror film. So it starts off, and it one thing I like about it doesn't waste any time, or it doesn't waste much time. It basically gives you enough to set up her character, a little bit about her, relationship with her son, and then bang, she's abducted. Within, I would guess the first 10 minutes is where the abduction happens. So they don't waste much time on that. A lot of movies, they sometimes will spend too much time on buildup, and then, you're like, okay, can we get to the, what we know is coming? Because it's coming. It's very obvious this woman is under surveillance, and so something's going to happen. Fortunately, they don't waste a lot of time in getting to that, which I was appreciative of. Also, no jump scares, or at least not jump scares in the cheap sense. And I really love it when a movie doesn't do that stupid jump scare stuff, because it's way overused, it's almost always terrible, and this movie avoided that. So I was like, okay, yeah, this is great. They're not doing a stupid thing I don't like. That's always a plus. So, then it becomes, for a while, it's really horror mystery. Hold on, I don't want to talk too much while I'm doing this. Okay, got it. Nice, clean. So, for a while, then you're trying to figure out, as she is, okay, why have I been abducted? Who are these people? What do they want from me? What are they doing? And all that stuff, I read some reviews that complained about that. And, for a while, I didn't understand what they were complaining about. And I still don't necessarily agree with how they... I agree with what the complaint is, but not in the method they're complaining about. And what I mean by that is, a lot of people complained that the middle segment went on too long. I only agree because the ending is so abrupt and bad, because it's so truncated, that I wish they had backed up 10 minutes earlier into the middle part to give us more of an ending. If the movie had been 10 minutes longer with more of an ending, I would have no issue with the middle part. But since the ending is so abrupt, and it just destroyed the movie. The ending was so bad in terms of just stopping. And the just stopping thing is a hallmark of B movies, especially horror movies, especially Italian movies. You watch some of those older Italian horror movies, and there's a lot of abrupt non-endings, but that's part of the charm of those. In this movie, this is a movie that's too new, and it's too competently done otherwise to be able to use that excuse. And that's what irritated me about the fact that it did it. Because I was like, okay, man, you guys were doing a really good job, and then you did this. And somebody had said, and this does feel like it could be true, that it almost felt like a pilot episode for a show. Now, maybe it was. Perhaps this was intended to be some kind of pilot. If that's the case, it should never have been released as a movie then. If you're making a pilot, then make a pilot. Don't pretend it's a movie if it's a pilot. So I don't actually know if there's any truth to that, or if it simply feels that way because of the way the ending happens. But it does, I can understand that sentiment that some people had said about this feels like it's a failed TV pilot. Yeah, because the ending seems to be setting up. I'm just going to check. I don't think the mic picked it up, but my phone just alerted on something, so I want to make sure it doesn't say your... No, okay. Just making sure it didn't say package delivered, because that wouldn't surprise me. So it really irritates me that it would be less bothersome if the movie had been bad all the way through and then they had a bad ending. Well, then who cares? I mean, the movie wasn't all that good to begin with, so what do you care if the ending is bad? Because the rest of it was bad. But the movie was actually, I thought, good. I was interested. I was engaged. It was, it was doing a lot of things right. And so that makes the fact that the ending was so poorly done all the worse, because you've squandered all the potential. It's a shame. I'm telling you, I was really bummed out when that ending. When I realized how little time was left, I started to get concerned, because there was a point where I check. Every once in a while, I like to check. When I can tell that there's a transition happening, okay, we're moving from this act to this act, I'll typically look at how much time is left, because if there's not a lot of time left and a lot of pieces are being moved around, that's a bad sign. And sure enough, it was. It was as soon as I saw that time thing, I went, uh-oh, okay, we're going to get some kind of... I accidentally bumped the undo thing there. We're going to get some kind of either twist or abrupt ending. And we sort of did. Well, it sort of worked out that way, but badly. I mean, I was irritated, because, again, if I didn't like the movie, I wouldn't care so much. I'd be like, well, It ended as it was going, not very well, so who cares? Easier to write off if it's a bad movie all the way through. But it wasn't a bad movie all the way through. So, yeah, strange when they do things like that. And it's too bad because I really... it's going to be on the Tubi tournament. Did I mention that? I may have already. That Len Kabaczynski and I are going to be doing this weekend. So it'll be out probably Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Usually is when he posts them. So I really thought we were going to have two strong contenders, or at least one, because that's a problem. Sometimes the first set of movies we did, honestly, neither one was particularly good. So it was almost a win by default. But, when I was at about the hour mark of Rupture, I went, oh, okay, this is going to... At the very least, I know we've got one good one. And I started with the newer one because typically newer horror movies just don't work all that well for me. They really don't, because they typically fall into the jump scare trap. A lot of them are trying to do, they're trying to be too clever. There's a lot of things that I don't love about modern horror movies. But this movie was avoiding all that stuff. So it was great up until a certain point, because I went, oh, they're avoiding all the traps. They're not doing the stupid stuff. This is great. And then, no. Well, I shouldn't say that. They still didn't do the stupid stuff that would have irritated me that I anticipated. They found something new to do that would irritate me. So I was bummed out a bit by that. I mean, luckily, the second movie, which is called Hellhole from 1985, that movie delivered some specialness. So even if it is objectively a worse made movie, it's a better movie. So I won't get any more into it than that, because I don't want to basically spoil what I'm going to be talking about on the Tubi episode. But yes, Hellhole salvaged what was otherwise going to be a mighty disappointing weekend. So I was happy about that. So yeah, Hellhole's a fun one. I will say that it's a fun one. So if you have, you can watch it. It's on Tubi. It's free. Tubi just ad supported, but you could go watch that one right now. So yeah, Hellhole's fun. Not necessarily good, but it's fun. But yeah, Rupture, bummer. I will talk about Rupture on our standard show, because it is disappointing. That does bother me, that they squandered a lot of good talent and actual good film work with that awful ending. So that does, I have to admit, that bums me out a bit. But whatever. It's not the end of the world. Just really, like I said, I went in because I just kind of, honestly, and I'm not saying there aren't good modern horror movies. I certainly haven't seen them all. I'm sure there are. In fact, I know there are. But a lot of them just make the same. And my wife actually picked these movies out. And one thing she did, which was to her complete credit and just shows that she is exactly where my mind is a lot of times. Any movie that had that the jump scare type thing in the trailer, or a lot of shaky monster running at camera stuff, immediately eliminated. So I was pretty confident that the movies that I'm going to be watching, sorry, I have to adjust my chair. Sorry about that. I'm fairly confident none of these movies are going to be egregious that way, because most of that stuff, they can't help but give it away in the trailer. So I'm not too worried about a lot of that stuff, but you never know, because trailers do hide things. You don't always know. So we'll see. But Hellhole delivered for me. So I am confident that one is going to... and I think Len's going to like it too. It has a lot of the elements that we've complained about other movies missing. So I suspect that's going to be a good one. I think we're going to probably agree on that one. Yeah, we might not. We've disagreed, I think, on one movie before. Maybe. I don't remember now. On the action movies, we may have disagreed. I think we disagreed well, not disagreed is the wrong word. I think we enjoyed one or two movies at different levels, but we ultimately agreed on the picks. So I wouldn't even call that a disagreement. It's just a different flavor of enjoyment. I think I have more tolerance for arty weirdness maybe than... I shouldn't say that. That's probably not a fair statement. So It just happened that some of the movies that we watched, we had a bit of a different take on. And that's great because, you know, if all you're saying is the same stuff, then it does become a little boring. So I don't mind a little bit of disagreement on things like that, because I don't even think it's disagreement. It's just, you know, enjoyment levels may vary. That's just how it goes. Okay, so let's start doing one of these tears. And this is basically going to be, well, you can see what it is. This is the outline of the foundational elements. I will also be doing the, I'm pretty sure in my other ones, let me just double check something. Yeah, the bone work is the same. That's what I thought. Everything in this particular aspect is going to be the same. So, okay, these tears, these are going to be a little tricky because these are small tears, so I'm going to have to necessarily broaden them a bit, but you know, that's fine. That's not a problem. Just like I said, these are the things you adjust on the fly of the image. I don't like that little pocket there. There we go. So there we have the basic outlines of the fingers, right? So now we want to bring in the inner bones. Is it this one or is it the other one? Let me look. What's this one? That's it. Or okay, it's a combination. So now, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to clean up my lines first before I do anything else. Hold on, turn these off. So since these are, that's bones, or is that the hand? That's the hand. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to move this up so that those are kind of hierarchically the same. English, it's a language I'll learn one day. Okay, so let's go ahead and erase. Oh no, I want that line to be there. So we will erase this line. Oh, I already truncated it, didn't I? Yes, there we go. There we are. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. This line here probably. Yep, that goes away. Nothing to erase there. Let's see. Which one is this one? Nope. Oops. We need 34. Okay, so I got to clean all these up before I merge them down. Is that the same line? Yes, it is. Is that this or this? Nope. So that's here, here. There we go. And this is just cleaning up the places where I bled over. This is probably that. Yes. Okay, so we'll do that because that fold should supersede. It does. And then let's see what we got down here. You? Nope. You? Yep. That. Which means this one. No. Wait. Yes, that's right. Take this out. Okay. Let's see where else. Any other lines? They're bleeding. Yep, right there. Take care of that. This guy? Nope. Okay. Yeah, I have less than usual on this one. I actually did all right on keeping my line work pretty, my intersectional line work fairly clean. Usually it's not this clean. I'm generally not that good at that. So this is probably this. No, it's not. Wow, that's interesting. That's that one. Okay. I always end up with this. It's usually 3 or 4 main layers that I then have to go and clean up. So this is a fairly standard thing I have to end up doing. No, good, right there. That's the nail. Okay, that's all fine. That's fine. That all looks right. So the only one left is this one, which is that one. Okay. All right. I think we're clean on that. We are, as far as I can tell. So what I'm going to now do is I'm fine with that line work. So we're going to go ahead and merge these together. Bink, bink. And then we'll create another layer. We'll move this on top, even though really at this point it absolutely does not matter where this layer is. And now we're going to start with the bones. So it's going to be the bones. So I just did some curvature on the initial bones just to give them a little bit more of a flair, as the finger bones are actually curved. So we'll do this. You know what we're going to do with that? Let me think about this. I'm going to bring these down a little bit more just because I don't want them to intersect too tightly on those other lines. Otherwise, you kind of get a muddy thing happening. So we don't want too much of that. So we bring these and we curve them. Okay. And that's the finger. So that's our fingertip or whatever. So some of this bone intersects here. Bone. No, that's a bad curve. Much better. Bone there. Oh, did I just do that right there? Yep, I did. Not gonna. That bone is right on the edge of that tear. No, I'm not going to put that bone there. I'm going to leave that. I'm just going to leave that tear as is. Got a little bit happening here. And then we have our kind of broken ends. So we'll do this. We'll come down and we'll fracture that there and fracture this here. And then we'll bring this up and in. And then we'll take this and we will do some fractures there. These are a little different. The other bones that I've done on the other pieces have not been broken this way. So this is just to give this thing a little bit of individuality. Because I don't want them to look all the same. I do want these to seem like they are, individual pieces. Okay, give a curved bone there. And I think that's all the bones. Yep, that's the bones. So we'll go ahead and turn those off. And now we will do some cleanup of our line edges. Okay. All right. There we go. Because these are internal bone structures. So we want to make sure that we've got this not where the skin is. And that way you give a little bit of depth, which we'll of course do with shadow and detail line work later. There we go. I think that's this layer. Yes, it is. So we just get rid of all that. And this. Come down one, or technically up one, I guess, in terms of how it is in the program. Oh, there we go. Let's get rid of these. Okay. And knock this down to there. Okay, there's our finger bones. Yep, that's that. So we get rid of these in here. Just keeping an eye on the time, because the other thing I have to do is I have to remember to feed my dog, or she will be very upset with me. My dog is aware of time pretty acutely when it comes to food. She knows what time things happen. So, do not want to get the "you're starving me" look. Even though this dog lives better than most people, if I'm being honest about it. Okay. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay. So that's the bone there. I think we just have a little bit more cleanup, and basically we will have our heavy outline. Yeah, there it is. That's the heavy outline. So that's the hand, bones. Let's take a quick look. See what we got here. Rupture. Oh, rupture. Yes, we do need to do those. And those I will do with a... So let's take the hand out, because we might as well just do that now. So these are our back skin rupture. Oh, I didn't do any in the bottom? Really? Okay, well, I'm going to be making those up on the fly then. Why the hell went... whatever, it doesn't matter. Why did I not do the other ruptures? Boy, I guess I just fell down the job on that one. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, it just means you're going to get to see it on the fly. Which, maybe that's fun. I don't know. It's not going to be groundbreakingly inventive work, so you're not going to see some kind of, masterwork here. Okay, but we are going to knock the pen down. Because since these are going to be black anyway, there's really no reason not to give them a little bit more fine detail. And it also, distinguishes them from the other rips. So we're on the back layer, yes. Let's verify empty. Good. So now we'll just start to do that. Actually, I'm going to knock it down even more. There's really no reason not to. We'll go down to 3. And that gives us some nice fine detail work here. See, and then get these fun little edges. Because again, this is the stuff that's behind, so it's going to be black, and it also, it'll make that easier. I can't. Well, my thing just went on me, so hold on. Took a while, so I'm not going to really complain. Oh, jeez. I don't know why it does that sometimes. There's times when this. Actually, I shouldn't complain about that. That's probably something I could turn off. Procreate once in a while does something where it fills things. Okay, there it is. All right, let me get back to there. Okay, I have no idea why that did that. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit more of a tatter effect. No, I was going to say I could have it go all the way. Actually, maybe I will for this side. Maybe this side will be joined. There we go. So it's like the skin is actually all the way down on the one side. Man, that's all right. I can live with that. All right, we got some rips over here. And just... Oh, I should be paying attention to that. Hold on. I have the guidelines here that will give me some idea of the downward hanging nature of these. which I was just ignoring completely. Because, you know, moron. Okay, got a little bit of that. Get a little bit of a rip there. There we are. And we're going to need a bunch there in a second, which we will get, but let's have some there. Of course, we're going to have a little bit there. Because there's no bone there, so you don't have anything else but that type of stuff. Okay, so now let's do some torn skin just flapping around down here. It's going to go behind the bones. Yeah, okay, there we go. No, no, I don't like that. Now, I don't know that this actually represents what torn skin looks like. I have no doubt I could go look it up. Oh, those are way too similar, though. But I'm not going to, because I don't need to be that accurate. You know, I'm not going to go and look up what actual torn skin looks like. I'm fine with it being artistically interpreted. I'm good. Okay, so there's our back lines. So that's our skin ruptures. Maybe I'll do a little bit here just to break that up. There we go. Yeah, so there's the skin ruptures. Okay, so we got that. Now we can throw our disc on just so we can see what it looks like. So there's... Oh, the disc is going to have to move, though. So let me go to my original. Did I not leave one of them in the original place? Yes, I did. Oh, at least I thought for a minute that I was a real moron. Fortunately, not as stupid as I look. So we're going to move this into place right there. I thought for a minute I didn't. Boy, that would have been just so stupid. I mean, I could see myself doing it, but that would have been really stupid. Okay, so there we have, essentially, what our disc is going to look like in the hand. So you got that. So let's take a look here. So let's go ahead and... Where are we at? We're at about 47 minutes. Yeah, it's about time for me to take a break anyway. So, but what we will do is let's turn the disc off. Let's turn those discs off. I will put one more layer in, and we're going to put this as the shadow line layer. So this will be where the shadows will actually fall. So I know I have a hand shadows. There we go. So let's go ahead and just block these in really quick. So we use a thin pen for this too. So we'll do this. And I'm not too worried, again, as you can see, I'm not too worried about being clean because this is shadow work. And I'll probably end up playing with this a bit. This will not probably be exactly how it looks in the end. I'm going to add some things, move some things around, that type of... I always do that because I always end up liking the idea of certain shadows in certain places. So let's see. Let's go ahead and... Now, some of this is going to be obscured by the disc. That's why some of these are truncated. You can see that they don't all complete, is because I did them according to where the disc was lying. So some of these will be a little different than what they're looking like here, or incomplete. And I will add some. So that's why this one stops here. But I'm going to go ahead and do this and just complete it down to there, because why not? And we'll put that one there. And okay. And we got the tip of this thing. Okay. Well, that's obviously not a factor anymore because I tore that finger off. So whatever. Not worried about that. And we'll just do this to there. And we will do this coming along here. And then here. And let's see. So we'll do this. This is what I mean about I'm just kind of modifying it because I want to see certain things I just want to look a certain way. So if that's going under here, oh, my dog is stirring. She knows the time. Let's do it like, I don't like that. I'm going to leave that off for now. Okay, so that's good. I'll have to get into the middles of the hands because there's going to be more in there. I'm going to have to tear this hand up more. In fact, I really should because there's bones there. So it's really sort of stupid to just leave all that bone real estate unused. Honestly, why? Oh, that's the wrong bones. Turn those bones. Those are the old bones, inner bones. I think it's... No, wait, where's inner bones? Where did I put those bones? Bones. Not those bones. There's the bones. Yeah, why would I not show more of the bone? So, okay, we're going to do this. Let's go to the rip. Okay. Add a layer. Go. Let's back up to 8. Yep. All right. And we're going to do a set of kind of tears here. 1. Okay, not with that, though. Just because I can show more bone. Why wouldn't I show more bone? You know, particularly because the hand real estate here is kind of empty anyway. So I might as well do something with it. And let's do one more. So we're going to have a bunch of holes in this hand. Okay. Now that obviously means that I have to come back down to the bones, which are here. And I'm going to have to add in these. Not a big deal, because all I do is that. And I want this to be consistent, so we'll just do that. Oh, no, okay, can't do it that way. So we're going to do a little bit of artistic license there. Do that. Okay, now we come in, and we will erase this. Okay, and erase this. Okay, under here, under there. All right. Okay. And we'll do a little bit of this. Okay. And we'll do this. And now we have a little bit more of an interesting hand, because we've got, I guess I might as well do another one too, because this part of the hand is kind of empty too. Yeah, why not? I mean, really, there's no reason not to. So let's go ahead and let's think about this. Let's make this a little more interesting, because we already got this rip up here. So let's make it like there was another kind of tearish thing happening here. Yeah, there we are. Actually, yeah, let's fold this around and bring it down like that. Yeah, okay, that'll work. Which means I'm going to need more bone. So back to bones. Where'd I put those bones? Damn bones. Okay, here we go. Yeah, well, you see what I did to myself, right? Well, you'll see it in a minute, because I kind of screwed myself a little bit here. Okay, oh, good, I did put them all in the same. So basically, if I want these to be continuous, then I have to get rid of this, because I'd done that one earlier in its own thing, and now I want to have it be continuous. So what I need to do is that. See? And then that. Okay, now I did put those on the bone level. I did. There we are. So we get rid of all this. Thank you very much. We get rid of all this. Thank you very much. And I will have to check this later to make sure I actually have gotten rid of everything. But that, okay, hold on. This is going to be where I'm going to bring this stream to a close, I think. Because at this point, I think, let's take a quick look. Let's turn off the sketch layer. Turn off the grid for a minute. Have a quick look. At this point, I think we have a functional hand. Yeah, we definitely do. We have a functional hand here. That's, and then we'll put the disc on just so you can see what it all look like. So, yeah, I mean, I think what I'm going to do, this is, I don't care about this right now, but I think I'm going to do things a little differently with this image, because maybe not. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I may actually I forgot to do, hold on. I'm not going to end the stream with that. I want to get rid of these little shadow lines. That's not the complete image. I want this cleaned up so that I can just jump into the next phase of it. So let's clean all these little lines. There we go. Because I do want to be able to just jump right in without having to clean more lines up. So we're just looking around. Okay, so we clean that. We clean that. And we clean that. And I know there was another one, wasn't there? Really? No? That was it? Oh, that's not bad for my normal amount of stuff. Okay, all right, that's fine. So yeah, I gotta work something out with this, but this is where it's gonna be. We're basically getting there. So next is gonna be the actual detail lines, which there will be a lot of. But this is the foundational bottom part. So now, of course, what I normally like to do is, let's see something here. All right, these white layers are all over the place. You know what? It doesn't matter. Who cares? It's perfectly fine. Let me just turn this back to white. It's just not worth the time for what it's going to end up looking like. But that's it. So that's the rip disc. So this is basically our foundational line work is done. So I'm going to combine the layers that have the same weight to their lines because, well, I'll leave the bones separate. I don't imagine I'd be changing those, but just in case, I'll leave them. Yeah, and I'll keep that stuff separate. So we'll call this hand outlines. We'll call this bone outlines. We'll call this ripped outlines, because that's what they really are. And we'll call this shadow outlines. So now look at that. I'm actually labeling correctly. What a concept. Okay, so I think we're going to break here. As I said, I'm going to plan to probably do another stream later. I don't know exactly when, but it won't be for at least a few hours. So I'm going to give my hand a bit of a break. Hands, but I should say hands because one of them's holding the iPad, and that's not, exactly. It's not like my hand doesn't get tired doing that too, outside of the drawing hand. But yeah, we're moving along well. So this is where I want it to be, and so we'll jump back into this on the next stream, which I'll plan to do later today because this is an unusual day where I have more time than I typically do on a Friday. So hope you enjoyed watching this. I'll switch to my be right back. Or maybe, I guess I should make a thanks for watching screen because I just need to make more work for myself. Why wouldn't I? Anyway, probably be back later. I'll post links when that happens. Otherwise, thanks for watching in whatever form you are. If you don't come back later, I hope you have a wonderful Friday and a great weekend. And we'll be jumping back into this hand later. So take it easy and talk to you later.